Arman Tsarukyan is once again dominating headlines, and this time the buzz isn't just about his next UFC fight, it's about wrestling. Former two-division champion Henry Cejudo revealed on a recent podcast appearance that discussions are underway for him to face Tsarukyan in a grappling match at an upcoming RAF Wrestling event. The moment Cejudo mentioned it, Kamaru Usman jumped in with visible surprise, questioning whether Cejudo should even consider taking the matchup given the massive size gap between the two men and Tsarukyan's elite wrestling pedigree. Meanwhile, Tsarukyan already has a wrestling showdown lined up against Colby Covington at RAF 11 on July 18th, continuing a pattern of testing himself in high-level grappling while he waits on his next octagon appearance. As for his actual MMA future, a rematch with Charles Oliveira is starting to look like the most realistic path forward. Tsarukyan's manager, Sayat Abdrakhmanov, recently suggested that Oliveira represents the most attractive matchup available right now, pointing out that with Justin Gaethje unlikely to return to the cage anytime soon, staying active matters far more than holding out for a perfect opportunity. Let's roll the clip and hear exactly what Henry Cejudo had to say about it.
But Arman's got his team, but I know there's probably something potentially sizzling between me and him, so, you know, he's been pretty... Me and Arman Tsarukyan!
You guys are like 3 weight classes apart, or 4.
I mean, I'm the money with Kamaru D.
Realistically, though, do you think you want to go in there and wrestle a guy that's 190 pounds?
I don't want to get into it too much, but there's going to be a catch weight. Where I go up, there's a potential he comes down and...
Catch weight or not? Catch weight or not?
No,
that's
for
a
sure.
Heavy guy.
Of course, there's a big size difference. But speed and experience is different too.
But listen, we talked about that. Remember when we first got on here, and it was Arman Tsarukyan versus Lance Palmer. And what did you say? Lance Palmer is going to do this and do that. And I said, bro, don't doubt this guy. This guy can actually wrestle.
Reporter John Morgan just dropped a major update on Conor McGregor's future in the UFC. And it has the entire MMA community talking about how the Notorious plans to close out the final 2 fights on his current contract. Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson dug deep into the speculation, breaking down exactly what could be next for the Irish superstar. It starts with the massive rematch against Max Holloway. The hosts broke down the stylistic matchup, pointing out that facing a high-volume striker like Holloway is actually a logical comeback fight for McGregor at this stage of his career. But things got a lot more interesting when the conversation shifted to what happens if McGregor actually loses. The hosts floated a few intriguing backup options, including Michael Chandler as a real possibility despite his recent struggles inside the octagon. They also spent time debating whether wrapping up the contract with a trilogy fight against Nate Diaz is still realistic before McGregor decides to walk away for good. To close out the segment, Big John McCarthy gave his own detailed veteran breakdown of exactly how he expects the Holloway fight to play out.
I know that, you know, he does work out, but it's different. Yeah. When you are working out and keeping yourself, this is what, you know, here's the difference. Max Holloway has been a consistent fighter from the day that he fought Conor McGregor, we'll say, continuously, all the way up until come July 11th or whatever it is of 2026. He has absolutely increased his ability as a fighter, you know, while Conor's been sitting. And to sit there and there's the old adage, hey, if you're not 100% in, that means you're 100% out. And you can try to jump back in. And I know Conor's going to give it everything that he has in jumping back in, but it's a steep mountain to climb, because I do believe Conor in the first round, he can give anyone a go. But after that first round, at 170 pounds, no matter what.
Machado Garry is firing back at Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he did not hold back one bit. This all kicked off a few days ago when Khabib was asked to break down Islam Makhachev's massive title clash against Garry at UFC 330. The Eagle was brutally blunt, completely dismissing the Irishman's chances and saying he doesn't see any path to victory for him, pointing to Makhachev's insane 28-1 professional record and his suffocating wrestling pressure. Khabib confidently predicted that even though his camp isn't taking Garry lightly, Islam is simply going to walk in and dominate him from start to finish. Well, Garry heard every word of it, and he fired back hard. In a brand new interview with Red Corner MMA, the challenger sent an ice-cold warning right back at Team Khabib, brushing off the criticism and reminding everyone that he's sitting on an elite 17-1 record of his own, fresh off dominant wins over top contenders like Carlos Prates and Belal Muhammad. Promising to lean on his massive striking advantage, Garry flat out vowed to completely dismantle Islam on the feet and shock the world when the cage door locks on August 15th. Let's hear Garry's response for yourself.
Was Islam Makhachev the perfect champion you wanted to face, given what he's achieved, as well as giving you the opportunity to knock off the pound-for-pound #1 off his pedestal?
Listen, the body of work that he's done in the UFC is unbelievable. But make no mistake about it, when I fight Islam Makhachev on August 15th, I'm going to beat the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I'm going to beat the two-weight world champion. I'm going to dismantle him. And when I do that, there is no doubts. It's undeniable. I will be the greatest fighter on the planet. It's a fact, in my opinion, that when I'm the champion of the world, the welterweight division is better off. Firstly, Islam only fights once a year, so his next defense might be in July 2027. But the matchups, the stylistic matchups, they're very different. You have on the cards a potential rematch with Carlos Praxis. That would be massive. You have on the cards there's potential. Arguably the biggest fight you can make in the sport at a certain point is a potential rematch with me and Shavkat Rakhmonov whenever he's able and capable to come back. If he ever comes back, I told you, if. You have a potential matchup with me and Michael Morales, Gabriel Bonfim. You have Sean Brady's in the mix. You have Medic coming up. The welterweight division is the greatest it's ever been.
Arman Tsarukyan just went completely scorched earth on Paddy Pimblett, publicly claiming the UFC manufactured his entire career by feeding him nothing but easy opponents. The top lightweight contender didn't hold back while breaking down Pimblett's rise through the rankings, bluntly stating that Paddy doesn't have anywhere near the level needed to compete with the top 5 guys in the division. He accused the promotion of deliberately protecting Pimblett with soft matchups, only to hand him a massive title shot against Justin Gaethje for nothing more than his popularity and mic skills. Tsarukyan made his personal feelings crystal clear too, capping off the brutal rant by bluntly calling the Scouser a piece of garbage. And while Tsarukyan was busy tearing apart Pimblett's resume, Justin Gaethje backed up that disrespect himself, confirming that he had complete control over Paddy on the mat. Gaethje believes the MMA world still massively underestimates his grappling, bluntly stating that he could have easily submitted Pimblett if he actually wanted to. The highlight then sent a serious warning to the rest of the lightweight division, promising fans that he's been drilling his grappling relentlessly ever since his submission loss to Charles Oliveira. Do you think Paddy Pimblett can become a UFC champion one day? Drop your predictions in the comments below. That's it from MMA Time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA updates.